Aloha and good day, friends and yogis. I'm Nicole Spirit. Today we have Puka Dog in the house. She had acupuncture yesterday for dogs. It was super awesome. And yeah, she's doing really, really well. I hope you're doing really well. I'm so grateful that you chose this class. It's simply titled Flower of Life. I'm wearing the Flower of Life pattern on my shirt here. And if you're not familiar with this sacred geometry symbol, it's simply overlapping circles that make up this beautiful pattern that within it actually is said to be all the codes of the universe and how everything was created. And in fact, every element of the 5 elements, earth, air, fire, water, spirit, would fit geometrically within that sphere or circle. Anyways, I'm rambling about weird stuff, so I just thought we'd get started. Let's sit down in a comfortable position. I hope you're well today, and I hope you're feeling grateful to be alive. I'm super, super grateful to be your teacher today, and I've got a few fun things up my sleeves today. Where are they? All right, so we're gonna start with a seated position. Maybe you bring your sitting bones back, sit up nice and tall, feel the projection of your beautiful spine called the danda. Sometimes you hear it in the pose dandasana. And we're gonna do some beautiful pranayama to start. So just some breathing exercises. We're gonna do a square breathing to start. This is where we count to, let's say 4 on our inhale breath. 1, 2, 3, 4. At the top of the breath, you hold for another 4, 3, 4. At the exhale, count to 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And at the end of breath, nothing happening, you count again. 2, 3, 4. And then you start again. So let's do a couple rounds together. You can make your intervals longer than 4 counts, but it's a nice place to start. Maybe you close your body, you close your eyes, and you just scan your body. Just notice how you're feeling today. And notice if you can keep that count. This is actually a beautiful breath, square breathing, for any type of anxiety or fear. If you're going through like any excessive emotional state, it's a really nice way to just bring yourself back, to just pay attention to the breath. Just count with it. Let's do one more round, and we're gonna do 5 this time. Inhale for 5. Pause for 5. Exhale. End of breath, pause for 5. Good. So no breath happening, special breath. Let's just come to a normalized breathing now. We're gonna bring our arms by our sides, and we're just gonna do a nice side opening bend. So leave your right hand flat on the floor, and we're gonna take that left arm up and over. We can bow down a little bit, and then we can open up. Bring your shoulder and heart to face the sky. Do that one more time, down, almost like you're threading the needle. And then open that wing up wide. Imagine your butterfly wing, your dragon wing, your fairy wing. And then bring that arm down. Maybe it's something like a dragonfly, something really beautiful and amazing. Use your imagination. So left hand is on the floor. Bring that right arm up. We're gonna stretch up and overhead. We're gonna inhale, and we're gonna tuck that hand down, almost like we're threading the needle. And then we're gonna open wide on the exhale and project our shoulder, our right side up to the heavens, to the cosmos. One more time. So we think about the flower of life as this shape. Release your right arm, this sacred geometry symbol, and within it, we have maybe some of the truth or the unlocking energy of our soul. Almost like you are a puzzle, and the flower of life is like, it gives you the picture of what your life is. I know that sounds weird. Anyways, so let's just bring our hands to our heart, Anjali Mudra. This is a beautiful place to put your hands, right at your heart center. And we can even press the thumbs gently into the sternum area a little bit, which is an acupressure point, CV17, conception vessel 17, that evokes joy. So you might even press just a little bit into the sternum, and I want you to think about something that you're grateful for. It could be flowers, it could be the rain, it could be running water, it could be anything. It could be your dogs, your friends, your family, your life. Even if you've got some challenges happening in life, see if you can be grateful for one thing right now. Big breath, breathe that right into your whole body, your whole being. Then exhale, let that go. Good. And then we're going to release our hands onto our knees. So let's just do a few spinal circles. We're going to bring our chest to the left knee, inhale over to the right, and then exhale back around. This one opens up the spine and it really gets your kundalini, your dormant spiritual energy flowing and awakening. Let's see how long we can keep Puka in our midst. So yeah, just churning up what's called the kundalini. It's said to be like a snake or a dragon that's coiled 3 times at the base of the spine. And it is a depiction of your spiritual energy. Let's do 2 more circles. Inhaling from the left knee to the right, and then exhaling back around. Then come back to tall spine, pause for a moment, and let's go the other way. This time we go from right knee to left, and exhale back. So I want you to feel like you've got this really nice energy. You're kind of feeling your physical, kind of gross material body at the moment. And then we're going to find that spiritual, that divine, that etheric energy and see if we can create a union, that divine space where the breath, that spirited energy, becomes this life force of your body and your mind and your breath all living together vibrantly at once. Good. 1 more circle and then come back to nice tall spine. See how you're feeling. Let's just make this a beautiful class where we honor what flower we might be today and what is blooming from within. I brought a beautiful crystal egg here. I'll leave it there. Okay, you're gonna come back. She's just on the other side of the room, but maybe she wants to go do some weird stuff. All right, so we're gonna now come onto our hands and our knees, and I want you to just feel this nice pressure on your wrists. This is a very intense feeling, so we can do a couple of little releases. So I like to take the fingers, left hand, swing the fingers to face your knee, and then we're just going to circle around at the wrist 4 times. 1 way, 4 times the other way. And if you find this too intense, just make the angle slightly less so your fingers are facing out to the side. Good. And when you've done 4 times in both directions, then let's come back to center. We're going to gently flip that left palm forwards and take the right and swing your fingers over to the side of the mat, and then even maybe as close as facing your knee. And then again, 4 gentle circles. You're going to feel this in your wrist, especially the one that's facing you, or the fingers are facing you. And then we're going to go the other way. Again, if you find this too intense, just have less of an angle. Your belly button is pulled into the low back. Good. And then we're gently going to bring those fingers back to face forwards. Let's do rocket cat. We're going to reach our hands forwards. We're going to sink the hips back and just get a really nice stretch and opening through the side body, through the shoulders, the armpits, the elbows. Let's come up. 1 more time, release down. You can do a variation. Come up on your fingertips, curl your toes under, and lean back, way back. Good. So coming back to center, gently just take your hands back under your shoulders. We're going to do this nice puppy pose. So you keep your knees and everything where they are. Walk your arms out in front, and then gently lower your heart to the earth. This is called heart to earth pose or puppy pose, Anahata Asana. So just feel however much you can get your chest down to the mat. Breathe. You can always leave your chin lifted. That's a variation. Your forehead down. If this is too intense, you can always cross your forearms and just rest your forehead there as well. Let's do 1 more breath. Feel this amazing back bend. Feel this heart that's connecting with the earth, feeling gratitude for being alive. Good. And then we're very gently going to walk our hands back under the shoulders. We're going to curl the toes under. We're going to look ahead. Take a deep breath and walk, step, jump your right foot between your hands. So let's just do this little C seesaw motion, back and forth for a couple of breaths, bringing your front knee forwards, and then straightening the leg so that the knee gets a little bit of a runner stretch here. Good. Now come onto your foot and your knee. Your back foot can be untucked, or you can curl your toes under and even lift off if you're feeling that today. Take the left hand, keep it planted on the mat. Take your right arm and we're gonna stretch up and over, and we're gonna come into this nice revolved lunge. A couple variations. Knee can stay down, hand can stay down. One more breath. Where's your inner smile? Good, and then release that right hand back to the ground. Release your left knee. We're gonna then take our right foot and slide it back slowly. And then the left foot, we're gonna look up between our hands, take a breath, engage the core, really feel like you've got that powerhouse energy, and you're doing this motion from the ground now. So first we'll just do a little seesaw. See how this feels. Open things up. One of my favorite flowers is the poppy. And if you have ever had poppies in your garden, you know that when the flower is done opening, it leaves behind this really cool ball that all the seeds form in. And so come back to center now. And I just get so fascinated by how many seeds this one flower creates. All right, so the back toes can curl under. You can keep your foot there. You can also lift off and come onto the foot so that you're in this nice lunge. Right hand plants on the floor. We're gonna take our left arm and bring it right up to the sky, like you're peeling off or opening up a piece of wallpaper. Do you remember doing that? Peel down, peel back up. So remember your options, knee lowered or hand lowered. Let's take one more breath, and this is where I remind you, inner smile, outer smile. You can wiggle your fingers, gently release that left arm down. Bring both hands under your shoulders. Bring your left foot back, and we're going to gently see how we arrive. Maybe we even arrive in a beautiful chaturanga plank pose. If you find this really, really too intense, leave your knees on the floor, see how this feels, and let's see if we can hold for one more breath. Do up your belly button, bring it into the low spine. Breathe, smile, and whisper to yourself, I am a badass, or I am strong, whatever you feel. Now I'd like you to lift off the knees, lift the hips up, and arrive into your Adho Mukha, your downward facing dog. So remember, bend the knees here, send the hips up really tall, and see if you'd like to walk the dog. I love this variation, it feels so good. And continue breathing nice and mindfully here. Good. So today, if you were a flower, what would you be? And if you were a poppy, what color would you be? One more breath. If you're shaking and vibrating, that's really good. Get the blood into your head. I would be a very light colored purple poppy, and I would have, yes, I would have little frills on the edges of my petals. Okay, now I want you to walk your feet really slowly up to your hands. You can bend the knees, you can take all the time you like, you can lift off the hands so you're on the fingertips, and then eventually you're gonna arrive in forward facing fold. All right, so you're down with the head, the knees can be a little bit bent. Lift the toes, make some space there, and then lower the toes down one at a time, and let your blood rush into your brain and just really give you an invigorating, beautiful amount of energy. Right hand plants on the ground between your feet, a little bit ahead of your toes, and then we're going to take that left arm up and over into that twist again. See if it feels nice to straighten your left leg a little bit. Remember, option to maybe leave the hand on the hip. And breathe. If it's available, you can always play with straightening both legs, but I find that one leg is plenty. And let's release that left arm, bend the knee while the hand comes down. Replace left hand from the right. Then we're going to gently take that right arm up and over and see if it's available to straighten right leg. Maybe you wiggle your fingers, tickle a cloud, hand on the hip. See how you're feeling. Maybe both knees are bent, maybe you're here. And of course, you've got the option hand on hip. Last breath. Good, and then mindfully, we're gonna lower that right hand, release both hands under your shoulders, and then we're gonna roll up the body to standing. Beautiful. First thing we do is find Tadasana, mountain pose. So just standing nice and tall for a couple of breaths. Bring your hands over, your lower belly, your lower dantian, which translates in Chinese to elixir field or crystal field. So I wanted to talk about the flower of life. I also wanted to talk about frequency. And I used to attend this meditation group called Frequency, and we would stare at crystals until they opened. Or we would meditate with them, let's just say that. So I want you to imagine, perhaps, this is a weird concept, but really cool. Just think about a dormant crystal, something that hasn't been turned on. Think about a dormant human, someone who hasn't been turned on. Remember, deep breaths so that your hands rise and fall with that breath. And think about this elixir field or this gem field that is under your hands, and how we maybe even visualize a beautiful crystal or gem there to focus our attention. Let's take one more breath. And I've been loving this golden egg, this Lemurian golden egg from Brazil. So sometimes I visualize my aura is this shape and size of this egg, and sometimes I visualize this egg is in my dantian as my concentrated gem where I've put all of my good chi, prana, mana, energy, life force. Good, let's release the hands. We're gonna step the feet about shoulder width apart, bend the knees just slightly. Let's open the door of life. We're gonna swing the arms side to side, spiraling into the body so that your hands pat your belt channel, the front and back of the body. And again, soften the face, find that little bit of a smile. Look over your shoulder to get a bit of a deeper twist. And think about this inner spot in the body and how it relates to this center of your being. It's said that we are born with a little bit of ancestral Jing or energy that's kept safe within the kidney area of the body, which is where we're accessing right now. And also this center spot called the Ming Men. It's a really cool word, Ming Men. Good, let's slow it down. And then we're gently gonna just pause, and we haven't done this in a while, so let's first do static tree, and then we're gonna shake our tree. So right leg is your standing leg, and the knee just has a micro bend in it. Then we take the left foot and we leave it at the side or the ankle. See how this feels. Your hands can be at your sides, your hands can be on your hips, hands at the heart, whatever's feeling nice for you today. The next spot you might want to put your foot is at your calf, and this is going to require a little bit of balance. So do up that energetic zipper up the front of the body, conception vessel, feel your belly button traveling a little bit more towards your low back, and feel like you've got this really strong consolidation in your body. I am strong, I feel it. I'm powerful, I am stable, I'm confident, I am love. So the next spot, avoid the knee, don't put it there. You can go a little bit higher, you might even lift your foot and bring it up above the knee. And then you might even try the option where you're doing one-legged Tadasana, where you've got the knee up. Takes a second, get your balance. And then if it's available, you might push your foot gently into your thigh and your thigh back into your foot, and see if you can create a sacred union there. The core is engaged. We have to actually have that pressure of having everything pushing against each other to maintain this nice position. One more breath, hands at the heart. You can lift your arms up. You can try humble tree for a moment where you close your eyes, even just for a second, and see if you can hold your balance. Humble tree, good. Bring your hands back to your heart. Quick question, what tree would you be today? Release your leg gracefully. I would be a plumeria tree. One of my favorite flowers of all time. Left leg, standing leg. But I have to say, where we live in the world, we've got this mock orange in bloom right now, and it's like a little baby plumeria, and it smells like oranges. It's so sweet and lovely. Left leg, standing leg, right toes on the floor. right foot at your calf. So if you are watching this and participating, I really thank you. And maybe you want to comment what flower or tree you would be today. Avoid the knee. If you go a little further, just above the knee, that's fine. You can try one Leg Tadasana where you're holding your knee up in front of you. Very strong, very graceful. Knee comes out to the side. And perhaps we get a nice Vriksasana tree pose here. So wherever you are, your foot is pushing into your thigh is pushing back into your foot. See if you can create that namaste balance. Yin yang, fast, slow, it's all balancing. And again, we have options to raise up our hands. We can look up. We can also close our eyes just for a microsecond. When you close the eyes, all kinds of things happen. See if you can hold in balance wherever you are, just for even 1 second. It's humbling. That's why I call it humble tree. Bring your hands back together at the heart. Release the leg gracefully. Release the arms, and you're back on your feet. Take your toes, raise them up, make some space, lower them down. Keep your breath nice and smooth, and we're going to shake the tree. So start to bounce and shake. So this is sometimes just called shaking. When I learned it, it was called shake the tree, so I'll never get that out of my head. So as you shake, I like to think about how a tree just beautifully moves in the wind. It doesn't push the wind away. And there's this really nice reminder about, water just naturally flows down, fire naturally rises, wind is like air, it's very variable. Sometimes it's fast, sometimes it's slow. And this is a variation you can do too. It's lifting and lowering off of the heels to get like a little impact into the heels. Shake the tree, smile, and shake. And if you do that, it's very difficult to be in a bad mood. So let's keep our life force really smart and strong and beautiful, just like Puka Dog. Hey, Puka Dog. I had to kick Finn out of the room. I tried to record a couple of times and he was being extra finny. We just got him a new collar too, and it's got donuts on it. So that's his new nickname, is Donut. All right, come back to center. Just pause, feel your energy for a moment. And we're just gonna finish now with something super sweet. It's called centering. So bring your feet together. We're gonna bring our hands to the lower dantian, almost like you're holding that gem or that beautiful elixir in your hands. It's in the body, but we get that metaphor, that idea that with the hands in front, holding this elixir field, that not only is it in front of us, it's internal. Let's bring the right arm up and over, go through the earth, nature, and sky, and then we center that palm and come down the body, and we go through the mind, wisdom, through the heart, love, through the belly, vitality. And then our hand rests at the lower dantian, and we take the left arm up and over, through earth, through nature, through the sky, and then we center and bring that left palm straight down the middle, through the wisdom center, love center, and vitality center. So let's just go a couple more times. And the essence is that you're consolidating or gathering up earth, nature, and sky and bringing it into your body. Wisdom, love, vitality. And we're just creating this beautiful flow. I'm getting more and more into the fusion of yoga and qigong. Qi means energy, gong means skills. Yoga, the union of the body and the breath and the mind. And yes, when my qigong teacher training is complete, I will have some full qigong classes as well. Last time on the left, or whichever side you're ending off with, balance things out. And then we're gently going to interlace our hands over that lower dantian or crystal field in the body. And perhaps you close your eyes and become a bamboo in the wind. One of my favorite reminders about bamboo is in our yard, it grows next to a big, giant, mighty oak tree. But they're both so precious and beautiful. We actually have black bamboo and It's very tall. It doesn't grow aggressively, but it's extremely tall. It's beautiful. And it's hollow. So just imagining this mighty oak next to this hollow bamboo, and we can't compare. They're both so perfect and beautiful. So wherever you are, see if you can imagine yourself in a beautiful egg or sphere, and within this is a lattice of overlapping circles creating the flower of life. And I'll end our class with a little saying that I learned from Alana Fairchild from the Isis Oracle, all about Egyptian mythology. Flower of life, circles repeating, manifestation now increasing, creativity flowing fast with the energy of the universe vast, the whole within a grain of sand, manifestation from these hands, unconditional love so wise, uniting power of earth and skies. Flower of life, circles increasing, the energy grows from this speaking, so below as above. I seal our yoga class with aloha and love. Circle your belly. Make the circle smaller. Imagine a little pearl or gem that's left under your hands containing all your good stored chi or energy. And then we'll let our hands go with the sigh. Bring your hands to your heart. I wish you a wonderful day. The light in me greatly honors and sees the divine in you. Namaste.